Another big breaking news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. Let's just quickly take the anti-terror operations that are underway. One terrorist has been eliminated in an anti-terror operation that's been carried out in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar. In fact, the encounter that began earlier in the day, the anti-terror operation is still underway as a few more terrorists are believed to be trapped and the operation is expected to continue. We'll try and see if we can go across to Gursimran, who's in fact at the spot. And this is the first official response that has come in. First, let's put out the official response and then we'll try and see if we can go across to our reporter on the ground.
मॉर्निंग आवर्स में एक टेररिस्ट न्यूट्रलाइज है, आगे का ऑपरेशन कंटिन्यूएशन है। बहुत सारी ऑपरेशन की डिटेल हम आप लोगों को इस टाइम शेयर नहीं कर पाएंगे। हम इतना बता देते हैं ऑपरेशन कंटिन्यू है और उसमें और कुछ जो टेररिस्ट है वो ट्रैप्ड है। जब तक वो कंप्लीट सारे एलिमिनेट नहीं होते हैं तब तक ऑपरेशन चलता रहेगा। जैसे ही ऑपरेशन कंप्लीट होगा फिर उसके बाद आपको पूरी डिटेल ब्रीफिंग हम दे देंगे।
Well, in fact, multiple reports essentially suggesting that Pakistan is once again trying to push terrorists from various of these launch pads that have been activated. In fact, this is a ground report that has been filed by my colleague Gursimran earlier in the day, which gives you a sense of the operation that has been carried out so far.
One terrorist has been neutralized in the ongoing anti-terror operation in the Chatru area of Kishtwar. This is the fifth encounter in last 20 days and one terrorist of Jaish has been neutralized. Right now, we are in the Chatru where the security forces have led the cordon in the dense forest of the Chatru to neutralize these terrorists. The terrorists are said to be 3 in numbers and these terrorists are believed to be all Pakistanis, the foreign terrorists that have infiltrated in the recent days into the Indian territory. And now, as we speak, the security forces are trying to cordon in the entire area. And also, if I'll request Sarjeevan to show you, if he can show you that the UAVs are also being used by the Indian Army and the special forces so as to keep a tab on the location and also at the terrorists' location. Reason being that it's almost time for the sunset and taking the advantage of the darkness, there have been several incidents. All 4 encounters, previous encounters, terrorists have escaped taking the advantage of the dense forests and the dense darkness. Starting from the Sanyal on 23rd of March to Sofain on 27th of March to Bilawar's Fintar on 31st March, and then what we witnessed, it was on the 7th and 9th, that is in the area of Jofar in Ramnagar of the Udhampur district. The terrorists managed to escape, taking the advantage of the dense darkness. And now the security forces have cordoned in the entire forested area. Just next to this ridge is the place where the encounter is underway between the terrorists and the security forces. And now the forces are trying to ensure that these terrorists are neutralized at an earliest. The senior officers of the Jammu and Kashmir police, as well as the Indian Army and the CRPF, they are also at the spot monitoring the situation, trying to ensure that these terrorists are neutralized at an earliest. Because if we speak of this specific area of the Chatru and the Kishtwar, there have been multiple terror incidents and the terrorists have managed to escape after carrying out the terror attacks. There have been successful operations in the Doda in last year and now in the Kishtwar. One terrorist has been neutralized while 2 are still believed to be hiding.
Well, this was a report that was filed by my colleague Gursum earlier in the day. Let's just get a quick update. Bring us up to speed, Gursubran. As I understand, one terrorist has been neutralized.
Yes, Chavan, one Pakistani terrorist of Jaish-e-Mohammed has been neutralized by the security forces while 2 terrorists are still trapped in the area. I'll request Sarjeevan to show you the visuals that snowbound ridges that you see is the area where this anti-terror operation is underway. It's evening time, the sun has already set in. Now the security forces have placed the stops and have also pressed in the UAVs into the action because this is a densely forested area and it is really very difficult and challenging for the forces to operate in this area. But as we speak, the forces have cordoned in this entire ridge where the snowfall was taking place in the afternoon. Now this weather has cleared to a large extent, but the security forces have cordoned in the entire area and they are trying to neutralize this Jaish group of Pakistan, which has the trained Pakistani terrorist. It is also believed that the top Jaish commander Saifullah, who has managed to sneak in into the Indian territory, could be among these 2 terrorists that are still hiding in the area. Shavan. Yes, and apart from this, it's the fifth anti-terror operation that has been going on in the last 20 days, and we will be continuing with this rolling coverage from the ground zero on the J&K anti-terror operations right after this short break on Republic TV.